Did you guys believe that you could win a World Cup or a Euros? Like, did you speak about it with each other?
Yeah, 100%.
It is an international break, so there's lots of talk at the moment around England. And Steven Gerrard, a friend of yours as well, Wayne, has been speaking this week about the kind of so-called golden generation, which you were part of. He's been on Rio's pod, and he said that the England squad back then were egotistical losers. Obviously, I've just pulled out two words from a wider context there, but he's basically said that because of your egos, perhaps that's why you didn't have the success that individually, when you looked at you and put you all together, we would have expected you to have. What did you make of those comments?
Yeah, obviously we didn't win anything, so yeah, I wouldn't quite put it that way, but I think I know what he's saying, because there was a lot of big characters in the dressing room and in the team, and so to get us all in the team, obviously the main one, obviously Lampard, Scholes, and Gerrard, and you can put Michael Carrick in that as well. Obviously, very good player, and didn't play as much as he probably should have for England as well. So, yeah, it was. I see his comments about going up and having like 7 hours in his room and stuff. That was tough at times, because you're just lying in bed and watching TV and have food and then go to sleep. So yeah, a few players did that. I tried to keep myself busy. I'd be always, in the hotel. I'd be in the massage room, the physio room, and try and keep myself busy. But yeah, I think, listen, we spoke a lot over that generation of players, and when you look back with the players we had, could we have done better? I think we could have, but wasn't to be.
I guess at the time, Kay, we were like watching it as fans, and we don't understand football to the same level as these guys, but it did just feel like it was like, we've got most of the best players in the world here. Like, it didn't make sense, did it, almost, that we weren't having success?
It didn't. But I mean, looking back on it as well, the international sides you had during that period were very, very strong as well.
Yeah, it's true.
If you look back at certain World Cups and you look at every team, they were stacked full of good players, and England had equally just as good players, but for some reason it didn't click. But one thing that I saw in that interview that really stuck with me was when Steven Gerrard said that he's got a better relationship now with Rio than he did when they were playing, and he's got a better relationship with a lot of the players that he played with for England now. And I was like, oh, that's interesting, because why couldn't you have had that when you were playing? But obviously, I think a lot of club rivalries got in the way of that.
Yeah, I think it's difficult to have that relationship with a Liverpool player and Man United player. I think it's easier now. I think players do now, and just like I speak to Stephen all the time when we were playing. Obviously, both Scousers, but yeah, it was. You do have better relationships. We met up. I think he done that interview when we were in Korea, and I think it's better relationships now, because you can go and have a beer together, and and you relax a bit more, rather than it just always being serious in football.
Were you aware of it at the time? Like, did you feel the pressure from the outside? And did you feel that things weren't quite right within the squad?
No, I've said this before. I didn't see that. I didn't feel that.
Did you feel it? I know you've said it with you though, but could you see it with other groups?
Yeah, so maybe I was just thinking of, I was fine with everyone. I got on with everyone, and had no issues. So I was aware that, obviously, I think with Bex and Guy Neville and Scholes and that, you could see they weren't going to be close to Liverpool players. But I think one thing for sure, everyone would work hard for each other and try for each other and run for each other. So I don't think that was the issue. It was more, it's Liverpool, Man United, or Liverpool, Chelsea, Man United, Arsenal, whatever it was. And we just didn't manage to get over the line. So, but I didn't see it. I didn't see that at all.
Wayne, do you see when they say like this England team has a better sort of team attitude rather than the one that you had? Is it down to the manager? Because like when people say Gareth Southgate had a lot of influence in it, I mean, what was he doing? Was he like getting them all round to play card games or something, or is it just more down to the players themselves?
No, I wouldn't say better attitude, because I think that's disrespectful, really, to us as players. And if that's the case, because we worked hard, we tried, we didn't quite manage to do it. But I think what you have now, you have you have players, I've seen them, training before they go back to pre-season together, and Phil Foden and Rashford, for instance, and together. And I think, it's a different generation, really. I think, and I think the big thing is the media coverage of it is much better. The players, I think, Kelly, you see the players in England as well. They get on better with the media, and obviously that from the outside gives a better feeling.
Why do you think that is, though? Why do you think they get on better with the
There's
media?
little things that they've done, and I know, Wayne, you've said that in towards the end of your England career, you could kind of see it changing a little bit, couldn't you? And for example, so I've been covering England since 2021. My first tournament was the Euros that they got to the final in this country, and there was things. And Wayne, I imagine this blows your mind to think of this happening now. Like, we played darts against, I played darts against Mason Mount at the last tournament. I played it against Jared Bowen. They've done kind of little things like that. Like, I guess, Wayne, that was like out of the question. Your time, it felt very separate, the media and then the players.
Yeah, so even just that there alone, there was a big thing on when we were playing darts. It was exactly the same, but we obviously didn't play with the media then, and it was constant on like, what are you doing playing darts, or who's playing, who's doing this, whatever. And it become quite a big thing actually, and where obviously because the media in there, it becomes more of a relaxed, friendly story which goes out, and so it just obviously everyone wants to feel relaxed. And I think the big thing was actually giving the media the opportunity to see, what the players do during the tournament and how they do relax, and how much they care as well. Because I think you can see that when players are sat around the hotel or they are playing in whatever games they've got in the games room, you can see how much they care and want to win.
You see, when you were in the camps, when you were with England, did you guys believe that you could win a World Cup or a Euros? Like, did you speak about it with each other?
Yeah, 100%. I think my first one in 2004, I remember looking, thinking the pathway for us, if we beat Portugal, was okay. And so yeah, you're looking at who you potentially could play and stuff like that. And obviously you don't want to look past the game you've got, but naturally you do that. And yeah, but we believe we could win for sure.
When you look back on it all, Wayne, do you think that the managers or anyone could have done anything differently during that period? I'm not asking you to call anyone out, but like...
Oh no, I think the obvious one was when Sven said if these 11 players are fit, they'll start. So then for the other lads, that was tough. You get lads coming in and, well, what's the point in being here? Stuff like that. But so that was tough. But yeah, different managers do different things. Capello changed a lot of the food we had, and it took it out to your routine, and then he completely went the other way. Like, for instance, we got a guy in taking all your body fat, and I think it was Matthew Upson. He tried to put on and Matthew has got no fat on him whatsoever, and he was telling me he had to lose like 4 kilos before the tournament, which is crazy. And the players obviously are on top of everything we do with our clubs, and so Capello went extreme with it, and that didn't work. But yeah, it was always fine. We had everything. The food was good, the facilities were good, and that's all we needed, really.